I heard that Xiu wanted to save the professor. Captain Liang was furious. The professor had to die, so that the bad things he did to the society would be buried forever, so that he could keep his reputation. The fierce confrontation between the two. Xiu's threat totally angered him. Detective, I killed the nurse. I turned myself in. You and the teacher have a deal. What if you get caught? Anyway, just mess with the teacher. Seeing Xiu's determination, Captain Liang suddenly killed his anger. While Xiu was driving away, he hit the door with one foot. Then he dragged Xiu to the ground. As long as he broke these two straight knives, he was no longer able to perform the professor's surgery. At that moment, the assistant on the bus was struggling to get out of the car. He died. To help Xiu, he used to be an orphan. He had no money to treat his brain tumor. While waiting for his death, he met the light of life. Xiu not only performed the surgery for him for free, but also paid him to go to the medical school to be his assistant. In the assistant's consciousness, all he had was Xiu, including his life. At this time, the black boss also found the professor, and Xiu also called the professor again. Why did you run away and kill me? Where are you? The professor just found out that Xiu had killed someone again. It was a police officer. He couldn't take care of the patient. He immediately drove to the scene and took Captain Liang's car key. Are you sleepy? What's going on with the police? If the director was in my situation, he would have done more. He would have moved quieter than you. You're pathetic. Did you think you couldn't catch me if you ran away? I'm the best in the school. The professor asked Xiu 6 years ago if she needed help. Xiu shook her head and refused. This time, she finally understood that there are times when she is lost. So she let the other person take off her protection. The two smiled and understood the meaning of it. But Xiu cried with a smile. This is what Xiu asked for when she lost her teacher. Now, she doesn't want to do anything. She just wants the professor to be alive. In the end, Professor Kui insisted on playing the death game. Xiu knew that she was going to be taken away by force, but the professor was more desperate than her. Xiu cried bitterly, but the professor didn't look back. He pulled Captain Liang's body and drove his car away. This was the last time the professor cried for Xiu. A month later, Xiu finally met the professor again. Now, the professor has been tortured by the disease. He reached out to say goodbye to Xiu, but Xiu didn't respond. Half a year later, Xiu's 3 dogs were still with her every day. The professor had already asked the butler to transfer them, and Xiu's surgery was more successful because someone has been with her all the time. There's not much time left. Shall I call you? No, I'm coming. This is the end of the film. The two teachers rewrote Xiu's meaning with a bloody knife. It's not a protection from top to bottom, but an understanding of each other from the bottom of their hearts. She saw the shadow of her youth in the crazy eyes that were almost biased against her. In her desperate choice, she read the silence behind her. The two teachers are like mirrors to each other. They find their completeness in each other's shortcomings, and in each other's pain. They form a power to save each other. So the professor took life as a game, deliberately planted the seed of failure in Xiu's never failure myth. Xiu knows that the doctor's madness often comes from the most perfect nature. Only when she sees the imperfection under the surgical knife can she learn to coexist with the imperfection.